The number of residents who are tube-fed grew from 6 to 12 in the resident living area. As such, because limited my manpower, we decided to look for a solution. I recall in 2001, tube-fed resident was put on a continuous feed pump, and therefore I requested Abbott to again explore the possibility of creating a system without the pump.
I will explain to you the step-by-step of how we set up the gravity feeding. We will need the bottle supplements. We will also need a bottle holder, a gravity drip set, this special adapter that we can use to connect the drip set to the nasogastric tube, an empty bottle for us to fill warm water, as well as the normal items that we need for NG tube feeding. First, we will prop up the resident. We will proceed to check for the nasogastric tube placement by aspirating for the gastric content and testing with the pH paper. Note that we are using the cover of the bottle to contain the aspirate. We will discard the cover after each use. This saves us the time required for washing. Once the placement is confirmed, we need to flush the tube with 30 ml of water to ensure patency. We will open the gravity drip set and attach it to the bottle. Note that this is a closed system which prevents any contamination. The nurse will then hang up the bottle onto the IV pole and ensure that the height is at the level of the resident's forehead. We will then proceed to prime the line to remove any air in the tubings. After priming, we can attach the adapter before connecting it to the NG tube. We can now unclamp the drip set and allow the feed to be administered over about 15 minutes. Once the feed is being delivered, we can clamp the drip set and attach the bottle filled with the prescribed amount of warm water to be used for flushing. Once the water is delivered, the nurse will clamp the drip set and disconnect it from the NG tube and cap it. The bottle and the drip set can be left in place on the IV pole for the next use. The bottle of the last feed shall be washed and used for the next day as a bottle for water. What are some of the challenges that we have during implementation? First is the need to retrain our care staff on the use of the new gravity feeding set. Secondly is the need to find a cap for the feeding set because our initial batch of feeding set does not come with a cap. So we ended up getting the sterile needle cap which can fit exactly into the adapter of the feeding set. Thirdly is the need to actually monitor for our resident tolerance for complications such as constipation or diarrhea. But so far, after 2 years of implementation, our residents seem to be able to tolerate this way of feeding and the types of feed that we use.
For each bolus feed, it takes about 15 minutes. Per resident, they have about 4 feeds a day, and therefore it is 60 minutes equivalent to 1 hour. For 12 residents, we actually save 12 hours. The time then now is being spent in providing better care to residents, and the residents are safe when we use this gravity set.